Western New Yorkers will pause to reflect on the 2 years since the Tops mass shooting.
To give us a recap of last night's meeting, we're joined by Reverend Mark Blue, chair of the 514 Memorial Commission. Reverend Blue, thank you so much for coming in this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit, for those who don't know, about the meeting last night. Any updates you have?
Well, the meeting last night, we received and we viewed the 3 choices for the top 3 candidates. We had family members there as well, and it was very moving. Those 3 presentations really encapsulated the moment, and was really emotional. And it was something that we felt needed to happen, and the family members needed to have viewed those presentations along with the victims and those who survived. So it was very important for us, and we have a decision to make. On the 14th of May, we will be having the vote and releasing the finalists who we selected to do the monument.
What do, without being too revealing in terms of these specific contractors, what would, in your mind, because you are the representative of the entire commission, so I'm not saying what only Reverend Blue wants, but what the commission, what the victims' families, others, what would the winning entry encapsulate? What would it have? It will
represent the whole community, an opportunity for the community to be on the monument itself. It will represent those who perished because of the tragedy of this white supremacist. It will represent those who are wounded. It will represent those who are in the store as well, a reflection of the entire community. It will have all of the models and the presentations had a building in which can be used by the community.
So a separate entity, a separate building.
Separate building that can be used by the community. It will have periods and moments of reflection that you can view as well, and a setting in which people can have that moment of healing and reflection to where they can look and just reflect on all that has transpired. So it will have some grass, it will have some trees, it will have some plants that's representative of the individuals and representative of the community.
Reverend Blue, you and the rest of the Memorial Commission were tasked with something very important when it comes to creating and overseeing this memorial. What do you make of the progress that has been made since the commission was formed?
I am happy with the progress. I am relieved to come to this point because a lot of questions and a lot of individuals were saying, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Well, this is just the first phase. Then we'll go into a period of fundraising to establish it in perpetuity. This is not a one and done, just put it up and then leave. We want this to be taken care of forever. So I am relieved that this particular phase is coming to an end, and I am excited about the next phase because people were saying we need to see something. Well, on the 14th of May, on the anniversary, you will see the development and the progress that we have selected for the community. And again, it was community driven. The community had input, the families had input, the survivors had input into the whole process.
Can you tell us, I found it really interesting, you said the 3 finalists, each of them had a building concept with their design. Was a sense of place an important part of this? And if so, why was that? Why did there need to be a building or a separate sense of place to honor the victims and survivors and community?
Because just a statue, something stagnant, something that just reflects the moment, but we want to reflect the time. We want to make sure that people can learn and have an opportunity to learn, that they can bring their families, they can bring the community, that it's a learning opportunity even for students, even for visitors who may come and see the commission's project, the community's project, New York's project, and we learn from that. It's nothing stagnant. You can look at statues and a statue doesn't talk. Well, this experience will prompt you to talk and look at what has happened and make changes as to what we need to do going forward.
Wonderful. Well said. Reverend Mark Blue, thank you so much for taking the time to come in this afternoon and sharing the update with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's send things over to Chief